So apparently there's some talk in the Royal High community. When is there never any talk going on in this community? That apparently a lot of people are disliking the 2X Halo that we got. And I just want to, of course, give my unsolicited opinions about this. And of course, you are entitled to your own thoughts and opinions about this as well. I would love to hear what you guys think about it as well in the comment section box below, as long as you're kind and respectful. With that being said, let's get into today's video. So basically, many people in the Royal High community have been saying the 2X Halo that we got is pretty much low effort, ugly, and all of the above, basically. And I just want to say that both Halos, to be honest, the fact that we're even getting Halos is crazy in itself. I was genuinely surprised and shocked that we were even getting a Halo, but the fact that we get 2 Halos is mind-blowing to me. I'm still not over that fact because this will be like the first time I've ever acquired a Halo at all. So this was a total surprise, a total shock. I genuinely had low hopes, and then I also had low hopes that even if we did get a Halo, it wouldn't be on the same kind of level as like the other Halos in game. And like obviously I kind of get it on one hand, but on the other hand, I'm just like, a lot of people paid in real life money for these, so I do feel like they should get the same amount of care that regular Halos would in the game, if that makes sense. But let me just say, by me saying that does not mean that I agree that this Halo is ugly by any means, shape, or form. Even when I made the review video on it, I did go ahead and talk about how there is a lot you can do with it. You can change it from like hearts, seashells. You can do a lot with this Halo, and I've seen a couple of other people like make different combinations with that Halo, and there's definitely things that you can do with it if you are creative and you put your mind to it. I do feel like it can be a pretty Halo. Maybe not by itself, it kind of looks plain, but I'm sure a lot of people can like spruce it up and make it look presentable or pretty or whatever. Now personally, I am glad that we even get a Halo, so I'm appreciative for that fact. Both Halos are very beautiful in my opinion. I really don't see the like anger when it comes to the 2X Halo, and I guess I kind of understand at the same time because the 2X Game Pass was a little bit more cheaper than the 4X Game Pass, so I guess it kind of just makes sense why one may look a little not as exaggerate as the 4X Halo. But if you bought both, like, okay, I don't understand what the problem is. You get both. That one, it's a very simple kind of Halo, and then you have a more very detailed and extravagant kind of Halo. So this whole thing with the 2X Halo, it got so bad that even Royal High had to post on their Twitter basically talking about it. And you know it's bad when the Royal High developers have to actually go out of their way to make a post about it. So it says, it's completely okay to say you don't like something. What's not okay is calling items cheap, ugly, or other disrespectful names. It's especially discouraging to reply to someone who is excited just to shut them down with negativity. We want to keep this space positive and respectful. If the items aren't your style, you're welcome to advocate for them to be tradable by voting in game. We added the poll and ability to try the items on for a reason. Thank you for your understanding and helping us keep this community uplifting. Take a moment to breathe and reflect before getting angry. So as stated here, it has gotten to the point where Royal High themselves had to come out to basically air out the situation and basically let everybody know like it's okay if you dislike an item, which I 100% agree. It's okay to say that you don't like an item or it's not your style, but to outright say that it's ugly or it looks cheap or anything like that undermines a person who really worked hard on that Halo. And even though it may look ugly or cheap to you, somebody had to take time out of their day to make it. So people need to realize that at the end of the day, if you don't like it, you don't have to use it, you don't have to wear it, and there's other options out there. Obviously, in my opinion, I feel like there's a lot of Halos that are really beautiful in the game, and then there's Halos in the game that aren't personally my style. But am I gonna come out and be disrespectful and say, oh yeah, that looks ugly or cheap, or it looks like they didn't put any work into it or whatever. No, because at the end of the day, somebody worked really hard on these halos, and to be honest, we could have really just not gotten a halo altogether, to be honest. And the fact that we get two is already just wow. But I think for a lot of people it is very simple. I don't know what people were really expecting with the 2x halo multiplier exclusive gift. I don't know if they were hoping it was going to be on the same level as the 4x, probably, or maybe on a similar level as the Enchanterverse halo or something like that. I'm not exactly sure what everybody's expectations were for these halos. I'm just surprised that we even got any halos, but I do feel like people are being very mean, underappreciative, and a little negative about this whole situation. I feel like we can all express how we feel about something without being negative or rude, disrespectful, because again, somebody had to take time to make this, design it, and put it in the game. The fact that we even have certain toggles for it is already a plus. Like, there was effort put into this halo, both halos actually, not just one, but there was effort put into these both halos. And for me personally, I just feel like, yes, it's more simple, it's more on the simplistic side, and there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like you can do a lot with something as simple as that. I feel like for me, I don't like all of like the chaotic stuff going on with most of the halos in the game, because I just feel like it does start to clutter a little bit. I kind of like that very simple flowery vibe that you can like slowly add on bits and pieces without it looking very overwhelming, and I've seen people do that with this halo already. And in some cases I do agree with having the halos tradable, so if for whatever reason you don't like them or it's just not your style, you can trade them off for diamonds or another halo or something like that that you want. I'm not exactly sure how much these halos are going to be worth, but I've already explained why a little bit as to why I don't want them to be tradable and everything like that. But I do understand that it's just not everybody's cup of tea. Not everybody's gonna like the halo, and that's completely fine. And if there is an option to trade for diamonds or another halo or some sort of item, then that'd be a plus as well. At least you don't have to put up with an item that you clearly don't like or don't wear. But I do feel like people are coming out of left field, voicing their anger in a very disrespectful and rude way, instead of announcing their feelings in a very calm, respectful manner. I feel like there's people out there who are so quick to jump to straight disrespectful, rude comments to the developers and Royal High and call it everything under the sun. And I just feel like it's never been that deep. A lot of us was worried that the items that we were going to get for the 2x and 4x multipliers were going to be like a very cheap item, and then and only then would I've actually crashed out on the game and the developers. I'd still be respectful about it, but I genuinely would lose my mind if we got something that was obviously on the same level as the treasure chest hunt items or something of low value. I'm not exactly sure, but the fact that we even got halos in the first place is just already something I didn't expect and was completely caught off guard with. If you just don't know, halos in the game are extremely rare. It is extremely rare to win halos at the fountain, and it's even more of a task to actually buy a halo off of people, especially how people are inflating the prices of halos and stuff like that. And yes, even though you can get it out of the mermaid shop, not every rotation is going to have the halo that you specifically want, and you may not have the diamonds for it. But I'm getting off track. Let me know down below your thoughts and opinions on this whole situation with the 2x halo. Like I said, I think it's very simple and there's nothing wrong with that, but I guess some people consider that ugly, cheap, low effort, I guess. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye bye.